parade is going to be one for the record books. This is the first time the third member of an immediate family has become Grand Marshal. First was Brian's uncle, Judge William O'Dwyer, in 1938. That's right, his father Paul in 1974, and now 45 years later, Brian O'Dwyer. Now Brian, of course, has very much earned this honor on his own. He's renowned for his steadfast support of many worthy causes, including immigration. He, of course, co-founded the Emerald Isle Immigration Center. And Siobhan, of course, we spoke about before, the executive director is here. And Hillary also introduced Dan as the chair of immigration for the AOH. And Brian, of course, remains heavily involved in the Northern Ireland peace process. Many of you might see that there's been a number of press releases from Brian talking about the Brexit issue that faces us all now and that we're also concerned about. And I know Dan Denny just got back from a trip in Northern Ireland. Now, it's impossible to list all of Brian's many accomplishments and all of the worthy causes he supports. We would be here all night. Dr. O'Dwyer received his BA in Spanish and master's degree from George Washington University, a master's in Spanish literature from Middlebury College in Madrid, and has his JD from Georgetown. He received an honorary doctorate from Dublin City University, which goes to show you Brian O'Dwyer is imperfect. Yes. People are spreading rumors that not only does he have a Dublin connection, he's also got a grandparent from Cork. No, that's true. There's May. Just kidding, May. We love our largest county. We love Cork. So Brian spent his whole legal career at O'Dwyer and Bernstein, and I think we have a couple of O'Dwyer and Bernstein folks here. Yes. Now, Brian is also a Knight of the Holy Sepulchre. He's received the Child of Peace Award from the Catholic Home Bureau and the Ellis Island Medal of Honor Award. He was made honorary Grand Marshal of the Puerto Rican Parade in '93. Believe it or not, that's true, they beat us to it. This might be a first in history to be the Grand Marshal of the Puerto Rican Day Parade and the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And before Mike Ben gets up out of his seat, he was also Grand Marshal of the Queens County Parade. So Mike Ben beat us to it as well. And in October 2015, Dr. O'Dwyer was awarded the prestigious Sean McBride Humanitarian Award by the Ancient Order of Hibernians. And I know we have a lot of our AOH community here. So Brian serves on numerous boards, including the St. Patrick's Day Foundation, and I think Brian will agree his greatest accomplishment is his family. His wife, Mariana, yes, and their two children, Brendan and Kathleen, and their four grandchildren, who Brian talks non-stop about, Paul, Patrick, Riley, and Haley. Someone once said that Irish people make great Americans. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a great American, our 2019 Grand Marshal, Brian O'Dwyer. Thank you all. I'm overwhelmed by the honor that you have given me today, leading New York's Irish up Fifth Avenue. It is indeed an honor given only once a year, 258 times. I want to thank a number of people for this honor. One does not come here on one's own. There are a number of people who sit here and are part of that. First of all, of course, my family, the fabled O'Dwyer family of hundreds. My wife, Mariana, my sister, Eileen, my cousin Adrian, my cousin Monica, all who were there were part of the family. The family of O'Dwyer and Bernstein, that has sustained me through all the 44 years as a member of the law firm. That has been heart and soul with me, part and parcel of me as we have gone through these fights. My family at the Emerald Isle Immigration Center, who we founded 30 years ago, and a staff and volunteers who have done
so much to help Irish immigrants and other immigrants be part of this country and this community. My brothers and sisters of the Ancient Order of Hibernians, who have trained over the my brothers in the Kappa Sigma fraternity, who have with me over the years as part of their life. All of whom have been part of my life and have sustained me and been part of the family that has been part of the fights that we have made in terms particularly of immigrants and the peace process in Ireland. I want in particular to dedicate this march to one person. I dedicate this march to my grandmother, Mary Agnes Rowe, who at 16 years old left the grinding poverty of Galway, being the oldest of four, and literally asked to leave the home to keep hunger from the door for her three siblings. At 16 years old, knowing nobody, she got on a boat, came to New York, and worked once in a mansion on Fifth Avenue. Her first job, knowing nobody, being the maid at the very bottom of the rung, was working for the Twombleys at 680 Fifth Avenue. On March 16th, her grandson is going to stop in front of 680 Fifth Avenue. And say a prayer for her and all the immigrant women and men who came with her and after her, making a better life for me and for you and all New Yorkers. And as you pass 680 Fifth Avenue, I ask each and every one of you to think of Mary Agnes Rowe and think of the Marias and the many others, not Irish, but with the same aspirations, the same love, the same work, the same dedication that she had to this country. I can't think of a greater tribute to her and to the many, many who came behind her. Their names may not be Irish, they may be Hispanic, they may be Chinese, they may be Vietnamese, they may be Russian, but they had the same depth of feeling and work that Mary Agnes had. So, I ask you, on her behalf, when you go by 680 Fifth Avenue, stop, look, and reflect on her sacrifice and all that she has done. Finally, I have to pay particular tribute to the people who made this parade possible. They worked so hard, so much, so many days. In particular, Hillary Byrne and Sean Lake, who have done such a wonderful job working for this work. I'd be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge the former chairman of the parade, John Leahy and John Dunleavy, who both have done. path for our immigrants is harder now than it has been since the day that we founded the O'Dwyer Immigration Center. We know that the fight is harder and worse, and we're going to have more difficulties coming up. But that does not mean that we will not continue to fight our hardest. Because someday, somehow, in some way, the illegal and discriminatory way that the Irish have been discriminated against in this country in terms of immigration will end. And I'll be there when it does. Thank you all for this wonderful honor. I'd just like to finish up with two admonitions to you. One is that the Irish are known for their strength and their courage. And we are the only ethnic group in New York that is strong enough and courageous enough to walk up Fifth Avenue in the wintertime. But having said that, I'm being honored in the next 2 weeks by the New York Board of Rabbis. So I'm having both Cardinal Dolan and the Board of Rabbis praying for good weather. So, Monsignor, do you think that's okay? And my final admonition is to take from Sean and from Hillary to remember that the parade this year is on March 16th. If you come to march with me on March 17th, you'll be all alone. Tommy Smith just told me that I've just exceeded my time. Tommy, again, thank you all for this tremendous honor. God bless you. God bless Mary Agnes Rose.